down. So we'll do that together. Breathing in, shoulders come up, rounding forward, and breathing out. Release. One more time. Breathing in, coming forward, and breathing out, rotating back. Then we'll move back and come forward as you breathe out. Back behind you, coming forward. And one more time, breathing in and breathing out. Wonderful. So just staying in a comfortable seated posture now, raising the spine. So think of turning the pubic bone down. If you need any support under the bottom, you want to sit on the heels, that's fine. Think of someone drawing a string from the top of the head. So tuck your chin in ever so slightly. Feel that wonderful extension of the spine, lengthening of the back as your shoulders relax and your heart space stays open. Notice how you're feeling today. Notice the body. Is there any nervous energy? Are you feeling calm and relaxed already? No judgment, no expectation, just become aware of how the body, the physical body, is feeling. So taking a brief body scan from the top of the head to the toes. Moving down. And then bring awareness to the breath. So with the same compassionate awareness, just notice, is the breath fast or slow, deep or shallow? Maybe where you feel the breath most predominantly. Maybe in the belly, maybe in the chest. Just noticing. And then I'd like you to take your right hand to your belly, left hand to your heart. Begin to deepen the breath now. So take a few nice deep breaths in through the nostrils. Down the throat, in towards your belly. So feeling your belly rising on the inhalation. As you breathe out, letting it go from the belly, back out through the nostrils. And maybe visualizing an ocean of air. So as you breathe in, imagine you're breathing in an ocean of air around you. Down the waterfall in your throat, towards a lake in your belly. Rising and falling. And now just tilting the head ever so slightly to the left. I'd like you to become aware now of the thoughts in your mind. Any stories that are going on, any concerns, any problems, just allow them now to pour down from your ear, from your head into your heart, so that with every breath, we're purifying these thoughts with our heart space. Just allow your heart to hold these thoughts, let them go, like you're emptying a backpack of heavy rocks. Place them down onto the ground, down into the heart, whatever feels good for you. Release yourself of any burdens, any worries. And I'd like you to replace this space now with a little seed. So imagine you're picking up a little seed, and with that seed, giving it an intention. So maybe a word, a colour, feeling, maybe just the word healing or happiness, positivity, joy, whatever comes to mind. Just plant it down, maybe give it a colour, and just tuck it in deep within those rocks, deep within the heart. And imagine that with every breath, like water, you're beginning to water this seed so that it may take root. Lovely, bringing the head back to neutral position. Bring the hands together, prayer position. We're going to rock the palms of the hands and place them over the closed eyes, shoulders down. Open your eyes in darkness when you're ready, and just move your eye muscles around. In your safe cave, this is really good for the eye muscles. And then slowly allow the hands to melt down away from the face, opening your eyes. When you're ready, lovely, interlocking the fingers, turn the palms away. Take the arms up, take a nice deep stretch and just drop the shoulders down. Just like bending the elbows if you're tight in the shoulders. And then we'll just give the hands a little shake, get the prana moving, get the prana flowing. Move your head from side to side. And then snap the fingers as you did before, but swap them over. Try not to think about it, turn the palms away. Arms come up, shoulders down, bend the elbows if you need to, tuck the chin in towards the chest, keep the spine nice and long. And once again this time we're going to just roll the wrists playfully like a dance, just moving the wrists around. Wonderful, guys. Rest the hands down towards your sides. Change the cross of the legs if you have your legs crossed. And we're going to move the head over to the right. So just looking to the right. Breathing in. As you breathe out, rotate the head down, chin towards the chest. You're going to rotate the head all the way to the other side. Breathing in as you arrive, breathing out on your journey, rotating the head, the neck, chin towards the chest. Lovely. This time starting one side, breathing in. Imagine you're scanning the ocean for boats. So you're looking across the horizon, across your space now. Looking all the way across as though you're looking out for colourful sails, colourful spinnakers. Scanning this horizon as you breathe. And then come back to neutral position. This time drop the head over to the right shoulder. Right hand to opposite temple, tuck the chin in. So you can keep the opposite hand down towards the ground or the back of the hand towards the opposite hip or thigh, or just rest the hand down, it's fine. Come back to center when you're ready, do the same on the other side. Lightly tucking the chin in. Opening the heart space, keep the shoulders nice and open. And then coming back, lovely. So we'll come into our alternate nostril breathing when you're ready. So bringing the hand towards the third eye, so your middle finger, first finger towards the area between the eyebrows, and using your thumb and your ring finger to alternate blocking the nostrils. So placing the right nostril over, or the thumb over the right nostril, take a few breaths through the left. In and out. On your next inhalation, take a short, comfortable breath and hold the breath. Release the thumb when you're ready, breathe out completely. Breathing in through the right for the count of 4 and hold for 8. Release the left nostril, breathe out completely. In through the left for 4 and hold. Out through the right for 8. In through the right for 4 and hold. Out through the left for 8. In through the left for 4 and hold. Out through the right for 8. Through the right for 4 and hold. Out through the left for 8. Final round. In through the left for 4 and hold. Out through the right for 8. Final retention. In through the left, in through the right for 4 and hold. can, release the right hand back down. Just come back to a steady breath. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, make your way down onto your mat. So removing any supports that you might have. Lengthening through the spine. Release the whole body. Feel that wonderful stretch through the whole body. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen and stretch as far as you can. And as you breathe out, just release. So keep your arms overhead. Breathe in to lengthen. Imagine someone's pulling you from the fingers and the toes as you become longer and longer. And let go. Through the mouth or through the nose is fine. Breathing in, lengthening and stretching. And breathing out. Lovely. We'll come into banana shape. So shuffling your feet over to the left corner of your mat. Upper body over to the left. Keep both hips down. Drape the arms overhead, maybe grabbing hold of opposite elbows. If you're tight in the shoulders, if you can see the elbows in your peripheral, just release the arms all together. Or just take hold of the opposite wrist. If you want to increase the stretch through the legs, you can take the right ankle over left. If not, just keep both ankles down. Try and keep both hips down onto the ground. So you feel that wonderful lateral stretch through the right side of the body. Think of drawing light and space through the right side. Create space through the ribs, through the lungs, through the vertebra. Through the psoas muscle, the muscle that runs between the hips and the upper body, down the legs, down the thighs. And then we'll do the same on the other side. When you're ready, shuffle the feet over to the opposite corner. Do exactly the same as what you did. No stress or strain at all, no overstretching, just ease yourself into the posture. Allow the breath to help you deepen rather than pulling or pushing. Let's take a few deep, nourishing breaths through the left side now. Any tension carried here, any stagnant energy through the lungs, the ribs. Let it go, let it fall away and dissipate on every exhalation. Like a cloud above you, let it go. Let it evaporate. Let it melt away. Wonderful, guys. Coming back to your neutral position. This time we'll flow with the breath. So breathing in to lengthen and stretch. As you breathe out, flex the feet and draw the arms down towards your sides as though you're pushing the breath out with the exhalation. So breathing in to lengthen and point the toes. Arms come overhead. Slowly and mindfully in time with your breath. As you breathe out, flex the feet, draw the toes towards the ceilings, and push the breath out with the arms. Move this way in your own time with your own breath. Find your flow. Really allow your breath to be your guide. So quieten all the voices going on in the mind and just really tune into that breath, that rhythm of the body today. Give it time and space. Nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do in this moment besides being here with your breath. Lovely. On your next out breath, bringing the feet down towards the ground, in line with the hips. Draw your arms down towards your sides, and I'd like you now to begin to lift the hips up into a bit of a bridge. So draw your chin in towards the chest, raise your hips up. Arms come to rest down beside you. Just watch the rising and falling of the breath in the belly, and then lower the hips down in time with your breath. Lovely. Placing the hands down, we're going to draw our attention towards our core strength now. So just imagining that area of the lower back and begin to draw the pelvic floor muscles up. Begin to engage the lower tummy muscles. Begin to press that area of the lower tummy down into the ground so that You couldn't even slide a bit of paper under your body. It's nice and flat towards the ground. Take the hands behind the head now, so interlock the fingers, keep the elbows wide, keeping the area engaged, and then relax. See how that feels. We need a bit of the yin and the yang, we need a bit of both. So nice and relaxed as you breathe in. As you breathe out, we're going to engage. This time, draw the chin in towards the chest, lift the head up, keep the elbows wide. So keep your knees in line with your hips. If it helps you to place a block between the knees to remind the knees not to fall out, then great. But if not, just keep the knees as they are. So breathing in to prepare, breathing out to engage. You don't have to come up too far. You don't need to stress out the neck or the mid-back. No stress or strain. Just take your time. Imagine that you're igniting a flame, a flickering flame or a burning candle or fire within that area of the solar plexus now. So we're engaging our bandhas, our lower energy locks, the places where the muscles meet. Mula bandha, Uddiyana bandha, the area of the pelvic floor and the lower belly. So as these muscles meet, we're drawing the energy in towards the body, so we're not losing that energy on the out breath. We're energizing the body with the breath, like you're stoking a fire with oxygen. Lovely. Next time you come up, I'd like you just to raise both legs away from the ground. So we'll come into a bit of a table, a reclined chair position. Now into our toe taps. So tapping the right toes down, back to center. So point your toes and just tap the toes down and back to center. So point the toes, that's it. Just tap the toes down and back to center. Make sure that the knee comes back to that neutral position. That's the important bit. If it's not doing enough, you can tap the toes a little further away from the body. Just do what feels good for you. As the knee comes back to center now, I'd like you to draw opposite elbow to knee. So keep the knee where it is and just draw the elbow towards it. So moving into your obliques now. You might start to feel it if you haven't done so already. I'm definitely feeling it. Lovely. Hugging the knees in towards your chest. And just let it all go. Let the lactic acid move through the body with the breath. Nice couple of deep breaths in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Taking a gentle rock from side to side. Take the hands to the knees, keep the feet together, keep the legs together, and we're just going to draw circles with the knees. Changing directions when you're ready. And then keeping the toes together, we're going to draw the knees in opposite directions, like a butterfly or water boatman. Slowly, mindfully, one direction and the other. And then we'll come into our happy baby. So keep your knees as wide as you can. Bring your feet up towards the ceiling or sky. Take your arms up and overhead and then bring them towards the instep of your knees. And then take hold with the hands towards the outer edge of the feet, the shins, or wrap the fingers around the big toes. So whatever's good for you today, there's no right or wrong. If it's too much, just place the hands on the knees, just, find your edge. So think of drawing the knees down as though they're reaching towards the ground. Your soles of your feet are facing right up towards the ceiling or sky. And your tailbone begins to draw down. So if your bottom's sticking right up, just think of trying to place like a little magnet at the end of your tailbone. Think of that tailbone drawing down towards a magnet in the earth, like it's connected by a root. Wonderful, guys. Just breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, saying to yourself, I let go completely. In through the nose, out through the mouth, I let go completely. to carry a lot of emotional stress in our hips. Let it all go now. When you're ready, bring the soles of the feet together. This time we're going to take one leg out to the side. So wrapping, doing whatever you did before. You can not the outer edge of the feet, but you might want to take the hand to the shin, or you might want to bring your middle finger, first finger, wrap it around that right big toe. Keep the left side exactly as it is. We're just taking the right leg out. So you might want to keep a slight bend in the knee, if you're tight in the hip or the thigh. And you might just want to come into half happy baby. So do what feels good for you today and just breathe there. Bend that knee, come back to center. Wonderful, guys. Do the same on the other side. So wrapping your left fingers round that left big toe, or whatever you did on the other side. Just take the left leg out. Slight bend in the knee if you're tight in the hip or the thigh. I like to keep a slight bend here, just to protect my hip, but that's up to you. So if you can keep your shoulders and your upper body relaxed as you do this. Deep breath in through the nose. Let it go out through the mouth. Slowly come back in. We're going to do the same with both legs now. So half, you can come into full happy baby if you want to, or begin to take the legs out, up and out to the sides. Grabbing hold of the toes, the legs, whatever feels good. Breathing in, out through the mouth, saying to yourself, I let go completely. Slowly, slowly, come back in. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Gentle rock from side to side. Now, if you have a block or a firm cushion or a book, if you don't have one of these, you can always grab one. We're going to come into supported bridge to open up through the hips. So your knees in line with your hips. So try not to have your knees wider than your hips. We're going to take the block and we're going to come onto this edge. So not quite the flat edge, but slightly higher. And we're going to lift the hips up and place the flat edge not quite on the bottom, not quite on the lower back. If you can feel the sacroiliac dimples, so the little dimples that turn in towards the body, where you can feel the two bones, then just begin to take the weight down. If that's really uncomfortable, take a cushion or a rolled up blanket and just lift up the shoulders and draw the shoulders down so your arms are as long as they can be and that your chin is tucked in towards your chest. Your palms can be facing up towards the ceiling or sky. So you should feel comfortable here. If you're uncomfortable for whatever reason, lower the hips back down, bring the knees in towards one another, and just allow the feet to be a bit wider so that the knees can collapse in, and just relax there if it's uncomfortable. This is wonderful. This is a really wonderful posture to help to drain the lymphatic system. So if you have coughs or colds or COVID, whatever's going on, this really helps to replenish the immune system, getting that thyroid active in the throat, cleansing with oxygenated blood, draining down from the lymphatic system, the glands in the hips, in the armpits, in the throat. Just imagine like a waterfall flowing and clearing all the way down. Imagine your breath helping to purify the system. So breathe it out from the nose or mouth. Imagine you're taking any unwanted energies with the breath and you're releasing them into the ether. These energies are evaporating, clearing and cleansing. I want to take a few golden thread breaths. So breathing in through the nose and softening through the lips, a tiny parting of the lips. Allow it to become a bit softer, more nurturing. Wonderful, guys. So when you're ready, if you have your block on the edge, I'd like you to turn your block down towards its lowest setting, so it's not too high, or you can remove the block. We're going to come into waterfall pose. So it seems quite apt as we're imagining a waterfall. So take your feet up towards the ceiling or sky. Just raise your legs up. And again, this posture, once your hips are raised slightly above your heart, it really helps with this lymphatic drainage. So if you've been on your feet all day, tired legs, or you're overheated, it's a wonderful posture to practice. You can do this against the wall or just as you are now. So imagine that clearing happening, cleansing of the thyroid and your throat. You can circle the ankles here if you want to, one direction and the other. And then we're going to slowly lower the feet back down, raise the hips up, remove the block, come to rest on one side. So we're going to come over to one side. We're going to come into a few side stretches here. So if you have a cushion, or in fact a blanket is wonderful here, placing it under that lower hip, really helpful. Step one foot on top of the other. Keep your body nice and straight now, as though you're stood on the ground. Flex the feet and just hover, maybe both legs away or just one leg away. Keep the feet flexed, and we're just going to pulse this top foot up and back down. If you feel really wobbly here, you can bend the lower knee, create a bit more stability below you. So just do what feels right for you today. You don't have to take the leg up too far. So we're focusing now on this area of the IT band, of the glutes, so your bottom and this area here. This tends to become quite weak if a lot of people have problems with the IT band tightening or overstretching. So this is a wonderful series of postures now. We can begin to draw circles with that top foot. Again, if you're wobbling, just bend the lower knee. Changing the circles. And then keeping your foot hovered, we're just going to kick the heel back as though you're switching on a light switch that's up and behind you. Try not to bend the knee, just use your heels. Keep your leg nice and straight with the foot flexed and just kick up and back. Wonderful, guys. Lower down. We're going to give that top hip a rub and a tap, releasing the lactic acid. Keeping the heels together, coming into your clown posture now, so your knees together, just draw the knee up and back down, in time with the breath. And then if you want to, you can bring your hand, reach back towards your toes, and have a bit of a back bend here, a bit of a back stretch. So your knees come nice and long, you open out your heart space, reach back towards your toes. So you're opening the front bodies now. So knees together, reaching back, and then releasing. Lovely. We'll do the same on the other side when you're ready. So turning over. And again, reaching, doing exactly what you did on the other side. Resting the hip down, hovering both legs or just one. Pulsing that top foot up and down with the foot flexed. And then circling the top foot. One direction, then the other. Lovely, then kicking up and back, turning on that positive light switch. And then bending the knees, tap and a rub of that top hip, it's hard work. And then keeping the heels together, just draw that top knee up and back down. Keep breathing. Well done, guys. Drop the knees together, and as I said, knees together. Draw the heels back, right back behind you, and if you can just reach back towards the toes. So knees together. That's it. Reach back. So your knees come down. You get a nice open hip stretch here. And then we'll come to roll onto our bellies. So you can keep that blanket underneath if you've got a blanket there. Coming into Sphinx posture now. So elbows roughly in line with your shoulders. Turn the palms down. Shoulders away from the ears. Feet apart. And just breathe there. Enjoy that wonderful posture. We've been on long journeys. So Dad, hands a little wider. Simone. That's it. Spread your palms. Spread your fingers. And push the weight through your forearms. So if you find that you're not able to come up a bit, take your elbows further away from the body. This way. That's it. Breathing in. Just breathe. Release the shoulders away from the ears. Feel the shoulders sinking away from you. Imagine your heart space opening. A beautiful emerald green colour shining from your heart. Imagine that you're breathing into that sacral area of the lower back where the adrenals are, your kidneys, your liver. Area of the lower back, just breathe into that space. And then we'll come down. Lovely. Make a triangle with the hands, just rest the head to one side. And breathe there. Lovely. When you're ready, we're going to come into our cobra wave. So take the hands out, right out in front of you now. Pads of the fingers down. We're going to imagine now we're on our paddle boards or surfboards. Draw the elbows down, chin down. I'd like you to imagine that you're coming up across a few baby waves. So as you breathe in, you're going to come up and over the waves. So push the weight into the fingertips, come up and over. So imagine a little wave. Your feet might hover up, might not, and then lower down. So move in time with your breath. So imagine your breath is the sound of the ocean. Breathing in and breathing out. Imagine the waves are getting a little bigger now. So take your pads of the fingers a little wider and a little closer. Keep the elbows bent. Coming up and over the wave and breathing out. So hands a little wider. Elbows come up and over. Hands can come a little bit wider, a little bit closer in towards you. Just be mindful of the spine. And then when and if you're ready, you can bring the hands right in line with your breastbone. Tuck your elbows in. There's a nice big wave coming up now. So imagine you're going to try and grab it, coming up and over it. So bring the feet a little closer. We're going to push through the hands. Engage your core so that you can come up and lift your hips up if that's available to you. Imagine you're coming up and over the wave. Lovely. Bring your knees down now and take yourself into a child's pose. So either with your knees together or the knees wide. Do what feels good for you. Making your way into child's pose now. Arms can come rest back towards the feet or out towards the front. Remember, if you like to, you can bring the palms of the hands together, and so that the thumb now points towards your C7, so the area, the vertebra that sticks out at the base of the neck. If you're unsure, I'll show you. So this is me lying down, and then bring your thumb towards that C7, so that makes the shoulders nice and wide. It's a good shoulder stretch. You can take the knees wide if you want to as well. Rest the body between the thighs. Lovely. We'll come into hare posture now. So bringing your hands, so your knees hip distance apart, bring the hands towards the feet. So you're tucking your head in as though you're doing in a child's pose, but this time you're going to rock the weight on towards the crown of the head, on towards the top of the head. So watch me if you're not sure. Tuck your head right in and draw the weight onto the crown of the head. So again, activating that thyroid gland in the throat, getting that wonderful oxygenated blood towards the head. Imagine the thoughts of the mind, any cloudy thoughts beginning to clear and pour down into the earth. Wonderful, guys. Come back to all fours when you're ready. Tuck the toes under, and we're going to come into a downward dog. So breathing there. Slight bend in the knees and elbows if you need to. You can move the head from side to side if that feels good. Pushing, lengthening and stretching. We're going to bend one knee, then the other. And just begin to walk the feet now towards the hands. Feet hip distance apart. We're going to fold, so bend your knees and allow your body to rest over your thighs. Don't worry. And then grab hold of opposite elbows. So really bend your knees so that your body is in contact with your thighs, if that's available, and if not, don't worry. Just breathing there. And then release the hands. Bring the feet a little closer. Bring the hands to the shins, nice flat back. So you're carrying a tray of cups. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, folding down. So hands towards the back of the legs. And then when you're ready, bending the knees, bring the feet a little wider. Ragdoll your way all the way up to standing. Rotate the shoulders away from the ears. Feels wonderful. So just standing. Rotate the shoulders a couple of times. We can bring the hands out, palms towards the shoulders. Bring the feet a little wider, heels in. Elbows come up as you breathe in and breathe out. Drop the jaw. Lovely. Breathing in to come up. And breathing out to come down. Lovely. Breathing in to come up. Breathing out to come down. One more time. Nice deep breath in, gathering up that positive energy for your day or weekend. Lovely. And then we'll come around in the opposite direction. So bend the knees, elbows come up behind you. Elbows come up. And breathe out. Breathing in. And breathing out. One more time. Lovely. Grabbing hold of opposite elbows. We're just going to take a little stretch side to side now. Just wriggling through the spine for that wonderful stretch. Keep the hips nice and soft. And we'll take a nice deep breath in. So breathing in to come up. Breathing out to come down. Breathing in to come up. If you want to, you can come up onto the tiptoes. Lengthen and stretch. Imagine you're on that beautiful top of the mountain. Beautiful blue skies. And let go. Lovely. Breathing in to come up. Smile. And low down. Wonderful. Shimmy and shake. You're going to have a little jog. So just move around on your feet. Shake your arms up. Get the prana flowing, prana moving. Bounce from one foot to the other. Look as silly as you want. Lovely. Shimmer and shake. We're going to shake as fast as we can. Take the arms out. Take the arms wide. Go as fast as you can, like you're running up a mountain. And then stop. Feel the zing. Feel it tingling through the body. Feel the prana. And release back down. Wonderful. So we're going to come into our Surya Namaskar A, so sun salutation. So come towards the front of your mat. feet hip distance apart. Bring the hands towards your low back, so heel of the hands facing in, and then open up your chest. So big up your chest, open, looking up, mini back bend if that feels okay, and then come back to centre. Lovely. So do the same again, interlock the fingers, first finger points up, arms in line with the ears, hips come forward, and then we're going to fold from the heart space all the way down, bend the knees, all the way down. Lovely. Bring the hands to shins, nice flat back. And we're going to step back, one foot then the other, into plank. So use that core that you've wonderfully ignited today. Look towards the space between the hands, spread the palms, press the palms down to the ground so you've got a nice solid base. And then lower the knees down, tuck the elbows in. Imagine you're coming up over the crest of that wave, up and over into your Sphinx, up dog, low cobra, shoulders away from the ears, bend those elbows. And then come back onto all fours. Tuck the toes under, into downward dog. And 3 breaths here. Nice deep breaths, go for it. Bending one knee then the other, so walking the dog here. You can walk, step or jump the feet towards the hands. Bend the knees. Slowly come up. Vertebra by vertebra, arms wide. And then palms back together. Feel free to grab yourself a glass of water if you want to. We'll do the same thing again. I'm just going to grab my water. And do the same when you're ready. Take the time. Bringing the hands together. Interlock the fingers, feet hip distance apart. Don't rush. Everyone ready? Lovely. Take the arms up. Mini back bend if that feels okay for you, with the hips forward. Forward fold down from the hips, all the way. Bend the knees to support the spine. Hands to shins, nice flat back, straighten the legs. Hands down, step back into your plank. Lower the knees. Knees down to the mat now. Tucking the elbows in, coming up into your up dog, low cobra, or sphinx. And then back onto all fours, into downward dog. Breathing there. Well done, guys, doing really, really well. Lovely. Bend one knee, then the other. Walk, step or jump the feet back. Slowly coming up, vertebra by vertebra. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Lovely. Well done, guys. So bring the feet towards the front of your mat now. Feet hip distance apart. We'll come into our warriors. So make sure you've got a nice grounding sensation. Spread the toes and just take the weight in towards the toes, over to one side, just over to the other side. Find your center. Lovely. So when you're there, I'd like you just to take your right foot back behind you, but not as though you're standing on a tightrope. Just keep this nice solid base. You don't have to go too far back either. Bend that back knee. Bend the front knee, so both knees are nice and bent. Back knee and front knee both bent, that's it. Lovely, take your arms up. Shoulders away from the ears. Lovely, breathing there. Warrior one. Bring your back heel in and down. And then look over the front hand. Both hands open. Front hand. Bend that front knee. This one, other way down, other way Simone, this way, bend the front knee, that's it, like you're surfing. Shoulders away from the ears, arms nice and wide, catching your waves, you've worked so hard. Back hand to back leg, reverse warrior, top hand comes up and over the ear. That's it, look up towards the ceiling or sky, you're surfing, imagine. Catching your waves, and then elbow to knee, take the top arm up and over. Lovely, guys. Bring both hands either side of that front foot. We're going to come back into plank. Into your chaturanga, coming up. Up dog loop, cobra, sphinx. Whatever feels good for you. That's it. Back onto all fours. Tuck the toes under into your downward dog. Bend the knees, bend the elbows if you need to. Do what feels good for you. And then walk, step or jump the feet back towards the hands. Bend the knees, come up slowly. Take the arms wide. Back to centre, lovely. So we'll do the same on the other side when you're ready. I'll just turn myself around so I can see you all. Feet hip distance apart. So remember, nice solid ground. Step that left foot back. So you're keeping that line. You're not wobbling one foot in front of the other. You're keeping it nice and wide. And you don't even need to go that far back. But make sure both the back knee and the front knee are bent so that you're not overarching the spine. You're keeping this area nice and secure. Take your arms up, drop your shoulders, bend the elbows if you're tightening your shoulders. Lovely. Wonderful. And then when you're ready, warrior two. So you're staying as you are, the front knee stays exactly as it is. You just turn the back heel down and then take your hand facing over the front, shoulders away from the ears. That's it, lovely. That's it. Bring the foot a bit further forward. Turn, that's it, perfect. So you're surfing again. Weight into the back foot now as you take the hand back. Top arm up and over, reverse warrior. Elbow to knee, top arm up and over. And then we're going to turn both hands down. We're going to come to lie on our bellies now. It's beginning to warm down. So I'd like you to bring the feet nice and wide. Make a triangle with the hands. Rest the head to one side. And just relax there. Close your eyes. Begin to internalize now. Begin to wind down. Cool down. Allow the hips to sink. You might just want to wriggle the hips side to side. Beginning to move into the parasympathetic nervous system. You have your head resting on one side, just turn to face the other side. Get breathing there. We're going to come into our flapping fish posture from here. Such a wonderful name. So one hand on top of the other. Imagine now you have a magnet on your left elbow and your left knee. So it's like you're lying in bed and you're lying on your belly and you're just taking a bit of a side stretch. So your left elbow, your left knee draws in towards one another. And you just breathe there. So you feel the right side of the body now nice and long, lengthened. Imagine your breath, imagine letting go of any remaining tension. Let it go into the earth. Let the earth take any worries or any tension. Allow everything to soften and melt completely. Deep breath in, deep breath out. You are safe. You are well. You are held. Maybe just repeating one of those mantras. I am safe. I am well. I am held. We'll do the same on the other side. So when you're ready, lengthen the left side. Draw your right elbow and your right knee this time in towards one another, and just rest. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, very slowly and mindfully, begin to roll onto your backs. It's a smooth transition. Make yourself nice and warm. Hug your knees maybe in towards your chest. And take a gentle rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, just bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to drop out to the sides, so Supta Baddha Konasana. You can, if you want to, if you have a couple of cushions nearby, you can take the cushions under your hips. So bring the soles of the feet together, allow them to rest on the ground, and just take the feet together. Feet in contact with the ground, so your feet are resting on the ground and your knees just fall out to the side. That's it. If that feels too much for the lower back or doesn't feel comfortable, just draw the knees together and the feet wide. Rest the hands on the belly. Rest the arms down towards your sides, whatever feels good for you. Breathing in through the nose. And just allow that soft golden thread breath to pour out through the lips. And then when you're ready, take the hands either side of the thighs. Just allow the legs to rest out completely now in Shavasana. So release the legs, release the arms. Your legs are nice and long now. Remove any supports from the hips or whatever feels good. Taking a blanket, an eye pillow. Just make yourself completely relaxed now for Shavasana. Allow the whole body just to simmer and settle into the earth beneath you. Imagine a wave of relaxation moving from the top of the head down every part of the body towards the toes, Then from the toes, moving all the way towards the top of the head. You might want to continue with the golden thread breath if you wish to. That soft, smooth exhalation from the lips. Allow the breath to pour from the lips like a smooth, golden thread of breath. Imagining that thread of breath dancing over each part of the body, softening and allowing each part of the body to relax and surrender. Letting go of tension in the feet, ankles, the legs, the knees. Allow the hips to melt down, simmer and settle. The tummy, the lower back, the waist, all the internal organs, the lungs and heart relaxed and heavy. The shoulders, your fingers, your hands, your arms, armpits and shoulders, heavy and weighted. Your throat and neck, facial muscles, back of the head, brain and skull. The whole of your head resting, completely relaxed and heavy now. Imagine you're lying on the soft grass on a warm, sunny day. Imagine the sun melting every part of your body with its warmth, softening every muscle, every bone, softening your mind, softening the whole body. You feel completely relaxed and at ease here. Feeling that connection with the ground makes you feel safe, makes you feel secure, gives you that sense of longing, belonging, grounded earthed energy. And at the same time, you feel relaxed and open to the warmth of the sun. Saying to yourself, I am completely relaxed now. I am completely relaxed. When you're ready, taking a few deeper breaths now. fingers and your toes. Maybe placing right hand on your belly, left hand on your heart. Just remembering that intention that you planted at the beginning of the practice now. That positive thought or feeling or colour. And just imagining it, that little seed having taken root, blossoming into the most beautiful lotus flower now. Imagine breathing in its beautiful fragrance. Feel the rising and falling of the belly. And when you're ready, just wriggle fingers and toes once again and take your arms overhead. Stretching through the whole body, maybe bending the knees, placing the feet down onto the ground, lifting the bottom up to a bit of a bridge, and then hugging the knees in towards the chest. Maybe rocking the knees from side to side. Doing whatever you wish to here as a final stretch. You might want to circle the knees. You might just want to stay nice and still here. And when you're ready in your own time, lowering the feet down and just taking yourselves over to one side. Just resting on one side now. Keeping the eyes closed. Bring yourself to a comfortable seated posture. Sitting on a cushion once again, if that feels good for you, or sitting on the heels. Resting the hands on the knees, wherever feels good for you. Or maybe first finger and thumb together, backs of the hands in towards the hips, roll the shoulders away. And just notice how you're feeling now. The body and mind. When you're ready, bringing the palms of the hands to the heart space. We'll make the chant of Om just to end the practice together. When you're ready, nice deep breath in. Om. Loving the palms, make them nice and warm. Place them over the closed eyes, shoulders down. Opening your eyes in darkness when you're ready. And just allow the hands to melt down away from the face, opening your eyes. Bringing the hands to the head for the right thoughts. To the mouth for the right words. And to your heart for the right intentions. Namaste. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming today.